Leonardo da Vinci is definitely one of the most famous artists of all time. And he is known for the Mona Lisa, which that's fine. There's a lot of people who know the Mona Lisa. But in comparison to some of his other work, I really don't think it's that monumental. One of my favorite paintings by Leonardo is this one, The Virgin of the Rocks. Leonardo is a very interesting artist. He's not just an artist, he's a scientist, he's a genius in his own right. This is an age where we see individuals and artists who are out of the ordinary. They have other interests, and Leonardo is one of them. He makes tons of sketchbooks and notebooks. We have a lot of information on him because of that. He studies anatomy. He would go to the morgue and make sketches and drawings. So he has an understanding of three-dimensionality, of what the human body is doing. So there's a lot of his work goes beyond just finished paintings. I believe he has only 16 finished pieces of artwork. So that's quite a bit different from our other two famous artists that we're going to look at. This is the High Renaissance, and one of the reasons we can tell that is notice the pyramid that is going on in this particular composition. High Renaissance artists are interested in order and harmony, and we have this broad base pyramid or triangular shape that is a core principle of the High Renaissance that lasts only for about 40 years, but it does dominate painting during this time. Leonardo is interested in the north. We can see a couple of his kind of nods to the north, if you will, because we've got some curly red hair on the Virgin Mary, which we haven't seen before on the Madonna. And we see this really dark, craggy, strange rock landscape that's in the background, which takes up probably about half of the painting. So this setting is unusual, has kind of an absence of color. It's invented by Leonardo, and he draws our attention to the brighter areas with the color that kind of moves our eye around. So we notice the bluish green color of the Madonna's robe. We see the hand gestures that draw us around. And then we see the angel that is in this bottom right-hand corner in her red-orange robe. She is pointing to Christ, and the baby that's next to her is John the Baptist with the red curly hair. We know Leonardo was interested in the styles and changes going on in the north of Europe because he is fascinated with using oil. So notice that this is oil on wood, and many of our paintings prior to have been frescoes. We also notice in this composition that there's this wide open craggy space that's at the bottom of the painting, and this large chasm is kind of a rift in the ground that separates us from the Holy Family. Leonardo's style is using sfumato that creates this hazy, mysterious meaning to his paintings, and he doesn't fail to use it here. This is a mysterious, dark grotto setting. He did paint a couple of these scenes, and this is the one that is in the National Gallery in London. Raphael's our other famous artist. This is his Madonna in the Meadow. Raphael's personality is quite a bit different from Leonardo's and Michelangelo's. He's a sociable, likable painter. He cranks out the paintings, so he gets a lot of commissions and paints a lot. He makes a good living on this. He's well known for it. He is well known for this beautiful coloring and beautiful style. His paintings are pretty, whereas Leonardo is unique and Michelangelo's moody, perhaps. This calm, harmonious style is very classical of the High Renaissance. We see, again, a pyramid shape to our figures. The Madonna here is a large looming figure taking up the entire space. We do have some landscape, a deep landscape. Notice the atmospheric perspective that's happening in the background in the city. So it's a large space, but the Madonna is taking up the majority of that. And again, we have John the Baptist as well as the Christ Child. John the Baptist is wearing his kind of a robe and notice the halos that are just barely there for both the Christ child and John the Baptist. Raphael painted a lot of Madonnas in this clear style. I want us to take a walk throughout the streets of Rome towards St. Peter's. St. Peter's is a symbol like the Duomo is in Florence. This is where Vatican City is, where the Pope resides, and if you are anywhere within the city almost, it is a beacon, an icon, and you can find where you are by finding where the dome is of St. Peter's. So this is a bridge that will take you to St. Peter's, but this is the castle, and there's an underground path that could be taken towards St. Peter's as well, and all of these sculptures are by Bernini. Just another view as we walk towards St. Peter's. It's a large church. This is from the front porch of St. Peter's looking into the plaza. This was a day where the Pope was going to be speaking, so lots of chairs are set up here. So as we enter St. Peter's, it is a large, voluminous space. This is Bernini's Baldacchino that we'll take a look at later. And this is Michelangelo's Pieta. It is situated behind glass currently because there have been attempts to destroy it. A crazy man walked in with a crowbar and started wailing on it. So it is now behind glass so that you can't get super close to it, unfortunately. Nonetheless, it is a beautiful sculpture. Michelangelo, maybe most known for painting the Sistine Chapel, was a sculptor. His first love was sculpture. He believed that it was his God-given gift because he could sculpt out of stone, which God created. This is a monumental, large marble sculpture. Michelangelo, it was said about him that he could carve a sculpture out of one piece of marble, and you could roll it down a staircase and no pieces would break off of it. So he was famous for his ability to carve marble, and this is demonstrated in this beautiful piece of Mary and Jesus known as the Pieta. Let's point out a few things that are maybe obvious when you first look at this to the eye. Notice that Mary is huge. She has to be huge so that she can balance with Christ's body and hold him on her lap. And it does seem odd. They both look young. And this is when Christ has been taken off the cross and died. So Mary would not have been this young. But it's almost as if Michelangelo is asking us to go back with her, thinking as she is of when Christ was a baby. And this sculpture was meant to be seen from up above so that we could see Christ's face. But in this image, we can see Mary's face really well. And we follow her gaze perhaps down. Notice that there's a sash across her chest, and there's some words here. This was the only piece that Michelangelo ever signed. And supposedly, he went back to sign it after it was finished because someone questioned that how could an artist this young sculpt such a beautiful, perfect sculpture? He was only 19 when he sculpted this piece. As we gaze at the body of Christ, it looks as if his weight is just dead. We can feel the heaviness of it. See where Mary grasps his side underneath his arm, and his feet dangle on the other side, and his right arm hangs over her robe. Michelangelo, as well as Leonardo, study and sketch from live models, so they have an understanding of the true weight of human flesh.